because if you read the comics, I haven't gotten to read nearly any of them. Sometimes I told my friend like actually it might have been one of your friends or that like from the younger age. They said like this isn't part of Marvel, the current Marvel, but the Amazing Spider-Man 2, they knew Gwen Stacy dies,
Yeah.
which I didn't know. So they were like, it's there's no suspense there for them. So is it a curse to really read the comic books and then sometimes know the ending?
No, I don't think so. I think there are certain things, like especially looking at like especially like the Endgame trailer that just came out, and seeing the different pieces that like you see like oh my god I read that or like I've seen that stuff before. I think it's cool, like because there's certain things like you just like well this should have been played out in the movie but it couldn't because of this or that. I mean people have the same arguments with The Walking Dead and they're like they're happy it's changing. Like for example, I think it was Robert Kirkman was like well we're straying away from the comic and making the show itself its own thing. But I like seeing like things that we've seen in the pages kind of come to life because I think it just makes it look cool. And it's like people are now there's more people able to see it, all this crazy stuff, all this good stuff that we saw a lot like reading it, to watch it unfold and have it more action and more and have it come to life. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, people think it's a spoiler. I think it's cool, but that's whatever.
I mean, they do have to abandon for time purposes a lot of their plots.
Oh,
A lot
yeah,
of the
no.
plots have to just go like
Would make like a 6-hour movie if they went over the entire like if they went like panel for panel from Infinity War back in like the 90s. It would have been a 6-hour movie.
yeah, and this one they said is 3 hours. So
Yeah, they were thinking about an intermission, and I was like, Jesus, somebody's gonna get hurt.
I don't know what's gonna like. I mean, 2.5. It's only a half an hour longer, so who knows? Maybe it ends at 2:50 and then the credits are 10 minutes and then there's no
Gives everybody a chance to like grieve for 10 minutes before the end credit scene.
yeah. So wait, does this? Oh, I forgot to ask him this. My friend from work. Does it make you stay for other non like action films
Yeah.
towards the tradition of it?
Yeah, I think because more people are now buying into like the fact that Marvel kind of made this big thing where it was like, did you see that? It was like, what do you mean? Like then back in like 2008 when Iron Man came out or when the Hulk came out, but nobody had any idea that there was an end credit scene until like weeks later. People it was all over the place that Thaddeus Ross meets with Tony Stark, talks to him about a team, and they're gonna build the Avengers. So and now that people are anticipating these scenes, more movies are trying to put this in, and it works because people want to see and then people are waiting to see what's gonna happen next. So I feel like if one movie would have been cool to see, even though it would have made no sense, for a non-Marvel movie, I guess would be like A Quiet Place. Because now they're making a second one. It would be cool to see how they're gonna lead that off with him and what happened to his family in that movie. But I think it makes me stay for movies. Yes, it does.
Yeah, I had people looking at me like weird when I saw Ragnarok at Cross County, like, and they were leaving or whatever. I didn't realize that the asshole guy with his stick or whatever was just gonna be at the end of it. Can't remember his name, but he was like, they were just looking at me. They're like, "Why is he still here?" I'm like, "There's an end. There's always something."
Oh, yeah, even the ones that aren't Marvel Studios are having the end credit scenes, like the Marvel movies, like the X-Men, Into the Spider-Verse. All these movies are having the end credit scenes, and it's like because they know it works, and especially X-Men, they were making more movies. They knew they were making movies, so they might as well do it too. Keep people hooked into it. So
Yeah, I like it. It bother. I mean, it'll bother me.